Remember back in the fall we had that nearly perfect weather? Remember that? We had the sunshine, the light winds, the low humidity, and the comfortable temperatures, and we said somewhere down the road we're probably going to end up paying for this. Well, the last several weeks we've had, 3 or 4 snowstorms now. We've had an ice storm. We've had the coldest November in over a decade, now the coldest December in over a decade, and our next storm is on our doorstep tonight. All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks for clicking on to tonight's Weather Extra. This storm moving in tomorrow into Friday is going to be almost the exact opposite of the one we had on Sunday. Remember that one? We had the heavy, wet snow. It was a very short duration. Many towns pick up 6 to 12 inches of heavy, wet snow in only about 6 hours. This one's going to start tomorrow morning and extend all the way into Friday morning. It's going to be a light snow, and it's going to be a very fluffy and wind-blown snow. It's going to be very cold, and the winds will be gusting at times 20 to 30 miles per hour, but not until late tomorrow and tomorrow night. Let's run down the warnings for you right now. Notice a winter storm warning, areas in pink, that goes into effect at 4 a.m. tomorrow and extends until 10 a.m. on Friday. Same time frame for the winter weather advisory, areas in tan. Heaviest snowfall will occur in the warning area, coastal Maine, southern parts of Maine, and southern parts of New Hampshire. In addition to that, we also have a wind chill watch. There we go, found the clicker. Wind chill watch, areas in blue. That goes into effect tomorrow evening, extends till Friday morning. In the watch area, we could see wind chills approach 40 degrees below zero. It's going to be cold. Air temps will be dropping. The winds will be picking up. Even at the coastline, I think we'll have wind chills 20 to 30 degrees below zero tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. In addition to that, we have a coastal flood watch for coastal Cumberland, coastal York, coastal Rockingham County. This goes into effect tomorrow and extends until Friday. The main tide of concern, first one tomorrow morning, but the next one will be Friday around noon. Of course, we have a big storm out in the ocean with some big swells, and wouldn't you know it, the tides are running astronomically high. Isn't that the way it always works as we have a storm move in? So some minor to possible moderate flooding is possible at the time of high tide. We'll continue to monitor that. So it could be a coastal flood advisory, a coastal flood warning issued for the tides tomorrow and again on Friday. Satellite radar is showcasing a nice clear sky in place. It was nice today, wasn't it? We had high temp in the lower 20s, felt nice. Now our storm system is to our west and to our south. It's actually in a few pieces right now. We have an area of low pressure, a batch of energy moving through the Mississippi River Valley. There's a lot of moisture surging north out of the Gulf of Mexico as well. Now these two systems are going to get together and have a big party just to our east over the next 24 to 48 hours. Now the storm itself is going to be situated too far offshore to bring us that blockbuster blizzard that had the potential to be. If the storm were to track somewhere inside of Nantucket into the Gulf of Maine, no question this will be a blizzard, and maybe even rival the February 8th and 9th storm of last year. But the storm's going to be too far out at sea to bring us a major blockbuster around here. Instead, we're on the edge of it. We're probably going to pick up many towns a half a foot to a foot of snow, but it's going to be the fluffiest, most wind-blown snow you've had. And what makes us unique, I think, will be the air temperatures. It's going to be very, very cold. Air temps will be in the single digits tomorrow. And the winds will be picking up as well. All right, Storm Tracker will start us around 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. That initial front-end thump or initial burst of snow moves in early in the day. It's probably going to be light. A light snow will continue through a good chunk of the day, on and off. Nothing of any real significance as far as heavy snow. It's going to be light through a good chunk of the day. If we get into any moderate bands, it's probably tomorrow evening and more so tomorrow night. It's actually midnight tomorrow night. The storm's really starting to get going well offshore here. Again, if the storm system was closer in here, back through near Cape Cod and moving up into the Gulf of Maine, we would get into some nasty heavy bands of snow with some extreme winds, but the track of the storm is just too far offshore. Regardless, it's going to be cold, it's going to be windy, it's going to be snowy. What I said earlier in the newscast, I said if you've ever wondered what it's like to live somewhere in the Arctic Circle, well, I think we're going to get our chance whether we like it or not. Air temps will be in the lower single digits, winds will be gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour, we'll have falling, blowing, drifting snow. It should be pretty neat. All right, this is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday now. Any leftover snow will be moving out. Look for clearing skies late, and Saturday will be better. Now we'll get into a closer inspection on Storm Tracker, starting off around 6 o'clock in the morning. Notice the light snow moves in. Temps certainly cold enough for that light, fluffy snow. Typical snowfall ratios when you melt down the water and snow, a typical is like a 10 to 1 or 12 to 1 ratio. This one's going to be more of like a 20 to 25 to 1 ratio. But the difference will be we're going to have some wind blowing that around. So there'll be some wind packing and there'll be some blowing and drifting. And it's probably going to be an adventure to measure the snow as well. So 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, light snow for a good chunk of the area. Now from Augusta up through Waterville, even from Rockland points north up through the mountains, you may still be waiting on it. Just cloudy skies and may just be spitting snow from time to time. Nothing of any real significance during the day tomorrow. Now, if we get into any heavier bands, it's probably tomorrow night into Friday morning as the storm really gets cranking to our east. Air temps will be falling below zero during this period as well, and the winds will be picking up during this period as well. So we could have near blizzard conditions if we can get into some of those moderate bands of snow. Of course, for official blizzard conditions, you need the heavy snow, you need the reduced visibility, you need the winds sustained or gusting 35 miles per hour or greater, and you need that for 3 hours or more. We probably won't reach that criteria, but should be pretty wild either way. Again, 7 a.m. on Friday, we're still looking at some snow. That will probably continue through mid-morning. By afternoon, this is 3 o'clock, we're looking at partial clearing. High temps will be in the upper single digits to near 10 at the coastline. Slightly colder inland. Now, Saturday looks better. We'll have some sun in the morning with a mixture of sun and clouds in the afternoon. Highs should be in the upper teens to possibly near 20 degrees. Now, as far as snowfall totals, again, in that warning area, that's probably going to be the jackpot, 8 to 12 inches of snow, of wind-blown, fluffy snow in this area here. You head inland just a little bit from Lewiston back through the Sebago Lake area, even Freiburg, Carroll County, there in New Hampshire. Probably about 5 to 10 inches of snow. From Augusta points north through Waterville, back through the Oxford Hills, into the Rumford area, probably 3 to 6, and even lighter amounts farther to the north, 1 to as much as 3, maybe just even a coating up near the Canadian border. So there's probably going to be a very sharp cutoff somewhere in here. There'll be some very dry air trying to eat away at the snowfall as well, and that certainly needs to be monitored. But that's my best estimate on how much snow we're going to get out of it. And again, it should be real interesting to try to measure this stuff with that wind gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour tomorrow night. Any leftover snow ends Friday morning. Look for partial clearing. Saturday looks okay. Temps will be in the upper teens. The big story Friday night into Saturday will be the cold temps moving in. Notice the overnight low Friday night into Saturday morning. That's at the coastline, 15 degrees below zero. Now, the last time we did that, I think, was January of 2009. That was the same night that we broke the all-time record for the state up at Big Black River up into northern Maine. At my house that night, I live in Buxton, it was 24 degrees below zero. But we'll see what happens. About 15 below at the coastline. Inland areas will be closer to 20 degrees below zero. Again, it's early Saturday. But temps will moderate by late in the weekend. Look for sun to increasing clouds. And our next storm moves in Sunday night into Monday. Forecast models are not in great agreement with that one, Sunday night into Monday. It looks like some warmer air is going to try to make its way in, so it's probably snow, wintry mix, and there may be some freezing rain and rain mixed in with that as well. It's hard to believe we're even considering rain with the forecast we have over the next few days. Another shot of cold air is expected next week, but it looks like we'll get a break from the storms after Monday's storm. So that's my best estimate of how it's going to play out. Of course, Craig will have an update first thing in the morning. And I will have another update on CBS 13 at 11. We'll see you then. Have a nice night, and Happy New Year as well.